Gen Z, the first generation of truly digital natives who grew up with iPads and iPhones. Coming after millennials, we were the first ones to truly engage with technology on a daily basis since we were, basically born. So, with this huge consumption of digital information comes the result of developing and spreading our own language. No wonder we see videos or TikToks labeled as only Gen Z will understand. But with these sometimes truly fantastic inside jokes comes the issue of facing language barriers in your own household. I mean, the phrase, "I don't understand my kid," has never before been as accurate. But let us take you back a bit to understand where some of the expressions come from and how they can sometimes be misunderstood. It can seem that we only use internet language in the context of talking to our friends. You can't write your essay using internet language, and you don't usually greet cashiers with a joke you heard on TikTok. And that makes perfect sense. Casual language has always been different from formal language. Although, sometimes there has to be a time and place to have a conversation about how language from media affects the way we communicate in general, especially when it causes misunderstandings. One interesting case of internet language finding its way into a formal situation was Christopher Poole's testimony in the trial of hacker David Cornell. Poole is founder of 4chan, an image-based bulletin board. The prosecution and defense questioned him about the slang used by 4chan users. Poole explained with words like OP, original poster, lurker, somebody who browses the website but doesn't post, and troll, troublemaker mean. This is part of his testimony, and it is available for everyone to read online. The trial took place in 2014, and it's a perfect example of how much our lives and media affect the situation outside of it. But where does this internet slang and meme language come from, and how does it find its way into our language? Not all slang originates from the internet itself. Many of the words and phrases used by people in social media come from AAVE, aka African American Vernacular English, or words used in the drag scene. Words like lit, which means cool or awesome, and bae, meaning romantic partner or baby, is something most of us have used or at least heard of before. And yet, many of us don't know their origin. The word meme has originated in a novel about evolutionary genetics, written by Richard Dawkins in 1976. But what do memes have to do with evolutionary genetics? Well, meme comes from the words gene and mimeme, an ancient word for imitated thing. The idea was that memes, just like genes, or thoughts spread throughout cultures and generations. However, when you think of sharing a meme with your parent, it usually doesn't play out like planned. They often don't really seem to understand it and ask questions like, "Who is that?" This shows that this language has become part of the daily vocabulary of a whole generation, creating connectivity within it and yet separating them from older generations. Now, all of these media-generated expressions have always been a big part of developing our language, especially on the internet, and it continues to be so. However, the internet separates this language from its roots and makes it its own, while leaving most of the people unaware of where it comes from. And even more so, companies encourage this action by trying to morph it into a marketing trick. In recent years, we have seen several companies jump onto the bandwagon of meme marketing and using internet language to target young audiences. Words like bae and lit keep appearing on ads targeted to young people all the time. It makes you realize that internet language has made it into our daily lives, and it's here to stay. They nearly have human-like features. They evolve, they survive, they go extinct. Therefore, it's time to stop perceiving the internet and the language it has created as an alienated or foreign concept, and acknowledge the convergence between off and online.